I'm feeling probably at an all-time best right now. When it comes to lifting, I feel probably the absolute strongest I've ever felt. I feel the healthiest I've ever felt. Things are just clicking right now, dude. I'll tell you that. We got deadlift today. We're supposed to pull a single, I believe at RP6. I have it at like 405. I got to be honest with you. I think 405 might be a little too low, especially just because of where we're at with deadlift. So we pulled 475 for a single at RP like 8. That leaves our max like right around 500. So we're actually looking more towards, it looks like, between 430 and 445. Man, it's going to be our pull for today. Maybe. Let me look at some other, I don't know. We might actually pull something closer to like 430. The goal for me is to pull 500. That's our goal now. I believe 500 is there. I have my attempt selection set up to pull 500 at the meet. So we're just gonna, just gonna see, man. Do what we can. Let's pull today. Like I said, we're gonna pull single. This is now my second day pulling. Instead of pulling in the mornings, pulling in the afternoon. I'll tell you what, that feels extremely crisp. Flies off the ground. I feel a lot better than what I used to. So, yeah, I don't know. Training's going super well. I feel really good. I will say I do have to like speed rush a little bit through this workout, which I'm confident we can do, especially an RP6 single. If you guys have ever watched any of my other videos talking about warming up, you guys will know. I do not take a long time to warm up. To be honest with you, warming up for a max deadlift is like 10 minutes tops, and 4 minutes of that is between the last warm up and my actual top set. I do not take a while to warm up. I do a very good job of priming my body before by using other movements, lat pull downs, goblet squats, RDLs. Where my muscles are pretty warmed up. So then after that, it's just like about doing this right now. Just about moving, like warming up the pattern. And it's a warm up. So it'll be warm. But everything aside from that, training's gone super well. Things are stacking up. We're making a lot of progress. We're building a ton of momentum, capitalizing on that momentum for sure. I would be absolutely surprised if I did not total what is my goal now, which is 1,300, which I think is there. We're looking right now between a 475 and about a 490 squat. We're looking anywhere between a 3 or a 325 bench. I'm not fully confident on a bench number quite yet. And the only reason I say that is because I've hit 315 before in the gym. And leading up to that, there were certain numbers that I was able to hit. And we've hit the same numbers as before. And we even hit better numbers than before. Man, I used way too much of this liquid chalk, I'll tell you that. I got some for the meet. I heard liquid chalk on the bottom powder chalk on top does a very good job, especially for the thumbs. And I'm desperately trying to keep care of my thumbs leading into this meet right now. So, but we've hit my numbers that I've hit before on bench, leading up to the first 315. That's a big mosquito, dude. God. But last time I hit it, I doubled 285. I just doubled 290 a couple weeks ago. I've also hit 275 for 4, 5, threes. I think I hit it for like threes, and then like a month later hit it for 4, and then a month later hit it for 5, whatever. We just hit that as well. Well, we did like 275 for 3 and an RP. I believe it's 7 is our best right now, which is 3 more than Hank. So I don't want to say that it is 6 reps, but the equivalent is there. And before, anytime we hit 275 was always a failure, like a failed attempt. It was always like we're going for 5, we land at 4. We're going for 6, we land at 5. We're going for 4, we land at 2. Like it was like a thing like that. It was a lot different to hit 275 knowing I should have 2 more less in the tank, and I did. Like, yes, sir. Moves extremely well. Sub 315 twice. So that way I could maybe jump from 315 to 405. Instead of stopping at 365. Let's see how this works. It's a little change we can make just to see how it feels. Better, worse, the same, whatever. But it won't super impact. Because either way, my original plan is 405 for a single today. But the most important thing is 405 or is a single at RP6. So we might be able to hit a little bit more than this. We'll see. Given how this moves. And honestly, if this moves in RP6, I will be very happy. We just pulled 475 last Thursday, which is an all-time PR for me by 20 pounds. And for sumo, that is a 70-pound PR. I've only ever pulled 405 3 times sumo in my entire life. And that's the heaviest I've ever been able to pull on there. So, and even conventional, I've only ever touched over 405 a few times, given my build. And I'm not very good at deadlifting. I'm just going to admit it. I'm just not. I'm not built for it. I don't have the mental space for it even. Like I don't think about it probably in the best way. I am absolutely in my own way with it, of the fact of I know that I'm bad at it, so I just become worse at it, and I don't try as hard. Not actually, but I think mentally I might take a back seat a lot of the times when I should. So yeah, we've never really been that good at deadlift. So to be able to touch over 4 or 5 multiple times, and for it to move as clean as it always has so far, is huge for me. It's absolutely huge for me. I hate deadlifting. If I could do an SBD meet or do a powerlifting meet and not deadlift, I would be happy. I love the squat. I love the bench. I mean, look at me. I'm built for it. My legs are shorter than my torso, and I have short, stubby arms. I am built to bench, and I am built to squat. The only thing that would possibly make me more leveraged to squat and to bench is if my shoulders were a bit broader. That's it. I am not built to deadlift. I am the opposite. So for this to be moving the way that it has, I'm pumped. I'm extremely happy about it. I'm finally glad that I can finally pull sumo in a way that works for me, which honestly boils down to I'm not even pulling sumo. I'm pulling a very wide stance conventional. And I'm okay with that. Because guess what? I can pull more this way than I can pull conventional. Woo! All right, let's stop and think for a minute. So, the plan for the meet. Sorry, I got to drink a little bit of pop. I don't know if you guys have ever had to, but I now need to cut caffeine out of my system. I am at way too high of caffeine levels. I drink a pretty decent sized mug in the morning full of coffee. It's like 4 cups worth or something. Or whatever, 20 ounce. I forget what it is. Doesn't matter. Pretty good size mug of coffee in the morning. And then normally around noon, I have an energy drink, which is normally like a Monster. That's going to have like 200 milligrams of caffeine. So I am actively in the process of cutting caffeine out of my system. So what I've been doing to combat that is I have been drinking the same amount of coffee, just replacing it with half and half. Like I do like half regular coffee and half decaf to try to get this caffeine level a little bit down, but still drinking coffee because I like it. And then instead of the energy drink, I wait till I get home and I have a pop that has, it's like a diet or whatever, or 0 sugar, but it has like, I think like what, 40 or 50 milligrams of caffeine or something. Because I tell you what, I don't know if you guys have ever been caffeine dependent or not, but that sucks. I'm not comparing it to any other addiction, though I'm sure that sucks as well, but caffeine addiction is terrible, man. Trying to kick that. So that's where we're at. But anyways, back to deadlifting. We're planning to pull 445 next week, and that'll be our opener on deadlift. So we're gonna pull this 405, or we did pull a 405. Sorry. Next week we're gonna pull 445. The week after we're actually gonna pull 315 for some singles, because that will be about like 4 days out from me is when I'm gonna do that. And that'll be my last deadlift. So that was my second to last real single leading into the meet. Next week, like I said, it'll be our openers. We're going to pull 445, I think. Just because, I mean, quick, easy math, I can pull 200 kilos, give or take. So that's what, like 441 or something like that. I think we'll keep it at like 200 kilos as an opener. And we'll make some jumps. But tell you what, I desperately would like to pull 5 at the meet. I finally feel like I'm in a decent space too, like in life. And I don't mean that like, I mean it like it is. You know, a lot of times I feel like this, like lifting is very up and down, dependent on how you're doing. I think a lot, you know, stress levels. Fatigue levels, how easily can you recover? All that stuff, man, is so intertwined to where it's, if you're not making progress, sometimes it's just life is just not where it needs to be at. I've had 3 kids now, and I've had a wife. We've got married. We got married. We've done a bunch of stuff. We've had a lot of things happen to us. You know, we've lost people. We've lost pets, very close pets, dogs. Not too long ago, we've moved houses. We've had a lot of stuff. So a lot of that adds to it. And where now I finally feel like, for the most part, I feel in a good spot. I feel like we're in a good position to finally do what we need to do. And this puts me in a good spot to where focus on lifting is more, it's not even more, it's just easier. It's just easier for me in a way, because things are falling into place finally. And it's not so much of any more of like, let's just get through this. So that's how it feels sometimes. Especially if you guys got kids. That's how kids can feel. kids can feel very much of like, let's just get through this stage. Let's go through this stage. Let's go through this stage. You know. So I finally feel like we're there. We're at the stage. So I definitely feel like I can focus a little bit more. Oh. I also feel like a lot of times I got my own way when it came to training. Did a lot of things wrong. Messed a lot of things up. Did a lot of things that are counterproductive, that, you know, jumped around too much, not enough. Tried some things that just didn't work. I finally feel like things are clicked. I finally understand how to train, how to coach myself, how to program now. You know, what matters, what doesn't. Like I finally put in a bunch of time. It's finally clicked. So I am extremely excited for this meet. I feel like I'm finally at a position to where things have finally clicked fully. So 1,300 is the plan for this meet. I'm gonna set goals for each lift leading up a little closer. But as of right now, I would really like to hit 485, 315, and 500, which is exactly at a 1,300 pound total. Now things are gonna change come meet day, because leading in, I need to decide what is the most important thing. Is it the most important thing to hit the 485, the 315, the 5, or the 13? I need to kind of pick, because there needs to come a point, there will come a point, or maybe I'll be forced to, or I have to, or I should. There might become a time where I'm gonna have to go on squat and I'll hit an opener and I need to go up like a lot more for my second. And I'll take it. And I go, I could actually, let's say I could hit 500 on squat. I need to think about like, is that the best move? Should I just full on PR on squat? Knowing full well that it could hinder my ability to deadlift, and gamble the fact that maybe 500 is also there on deadlift. But also I got to understand too that hitting 500 on squat will hinder my ability to most likely to hit 315 on bench. And you know, if maybe less more is there on bench, maybe 335 is there on bench, and I hit that, is that going to hinder my deadlift? Or let's say that things just don't go well on squat and I hit 450 and that's it. And I don't complete another attempt and I move to bench, and you know, do I try to recover my total? Like, do I try to recover it in the bench and deadlift? Do I try to recover it just in the deadlift? Do I just scrap the total goal and just focus on hitting my bench and deadlift goal? Or, you know, what's the most important thing? Is basically what it boils down to, is what is the most important goal? And like, part of me really just wants just go all of them, of course. 45 on squat, 315 on bench, 500 on deadlift is the goal. And I don't want to deviate from that, because 1,300 is the ultimate goal. But at the end of the day, things can happen. You know, I could show up and deadlift isn't there, squat isn't there, bench isn't there, and I need to adjust accordingly. So like, really that week of the meet, I need to really see and assess where everything is. So I want to be more realistic too. Like, I don't want to hit my opener, you know, a week out from the meet or 2 weeks out from the meet and go, yeah, dude, this isn't here at all. Like, this opener's way too heavy, or it's way too light, or the bench opener's too heavy, or I didn't have it at all, or, you know, I don't want to get there and not have a plan. And the plan is, I need to figure out what goal is more important. So the week of the meet is going to kind of determine that. There will be a time, and maybe it's not this meet, but at some meet, there's going to be a time where I do have to assess You know, I feel like your first meet is very much get in, see what you got. Like, what does it matter? You know, like, you know what it's like to be on the platform yet. So, like, go out, hit a weight you know you can hit. Try to PR in the second. And if you do, try to PR again on the third. I don't know. That's what I did. I use the third as like a, let's see what I got. I got anything left? You know? Because you go into the meet, the first meet at least, definitely, with the plan. You're like, I'm going to hit this, and my PR in squat's going to be this, my PR in bench, my PR in deadlift. And then you get to meet, and you're like, oh, well, bench sucks. I wasn't used to the pad. You know, I didn't get, I was way more fatigued on deadlift than I thought I was going to be. And I didn't account for this. And I mean, I failed my first attempt squat because I've never squatted before on a platform, and it kind of freaked me out. So I had to retake my first. And so I feel like your first meet, and honestly, even most of your second, take what you know you can get on your first. Go just under your PR if you know you can hit it. You know, if your old PR in squat's 450 and you just hit 435, okay, we know 435 is there. Take like 430, jump to 460, jump to 465. Then if it's there, then you go, okay, can I hit 480? Can I hit? But like once these meets get long, like I feel like as I get more seasoned, I can better select my selections in the meet. Like I feel like I'm a lot better at going, okay, this is actually there. This is actually not there. This needs to be here. This needs to be there. Whatever. So now I can be a little bit more choosy. I can gamble a little bit more almost even too. Oh. Oh. All right, let's finish this workout up. Another set of pullovers. Then we're done. We did the belt squats. We did a bench. Both felt pretty good. Bench went up this week. For this last little block, I just wanted to really, I went down from 4 times a week benching to 3. So I wanted that third to kind of be challenging leading up to the meet. So that way that last week when we cut the fatigue, we hadn't been cutting this whole time. So.